This is what I call the tough new reality for doctors. It frankly has been going on for several years now, but some doctors are still putting their head in the sand a little bit and not really realizing it. So let me just line all this up all on one slide and see if you're seeing things this way as well. So fact number one, doctors have been living mostly off insurance money for decades now. We're not really pursuing the patient dollar all that hard. Insurance reimbursements unfortunately continue to decline every single year. We have all this talk of repealing this and reforming that, and it all sounds really good in the political realm, but the fact is this downward trend in reimbursements is not going to be changing anytime soon. Patients owe a remaining balance that's getting bigger and bigger almost every single year. Patients, of course, haven't been paying their portion for decades, so I'm not really sure why we think they're just going to stop and turn around and change all that unless we do something different. Practices are losing money every single month. Even though most doctors don't know, there's a lot of tricks you can do to an aging report to make money disappear. And so doctors can't really figure out what's the problem. Is it the patient dollar? Is it the insurance dollar? One way or the other, practices are losing money. So to survive, doctors have been cutting staff. They've been borrowing money. Of course, it's not really working. It's certainly not sustainable. With the exchanges, high deductible healthcare plans, ICD-10, it's only getting worse. So what are the options? Well, you can play the ostrich and deny reality. We probably all know doctors that are doing this, probably more than we'd like to admit. They can play the damsel and hope the hospitals or some ACO will save you. Of course, you can get bought out and all your debt can get bought out. The problem is, they're still, now that you're an employee, they're still going to want you to collect the patient dollar. You can also play Dreamy Smurf, if you'll give me that metaphor, and kind of fantasize of a prepay practice or some kind of specialized deal where patients pay in a huge hefty amount and they get an hour or two with the doctor every year. That may work out. I guess we'll see in the next few years as doctors are trying that. I've also seen this done in larger, I guess, cities where doctors will say we're going to charge up front and that's how we're going to do it and that's how it's going to be. Unfortunately, it just doesn't work. If you're a neurologist, they'll just go to the next neurology clinic upstairs. They'll go to the OB down the street. They'll go to the other surgeon across town. That only works, that prepay model really only works, I have found, in the small cities where you really are the only OB within 100 miles. So you got deny reality, sell out to the hospitals, fantasize of some other business model that may or may not work. I guess we'll see in the next few years. Finally, you have the idea of playing the sage. So it's kind of this idea of get savvy like other doctors. That is, that they get wind that there are other doctors that aren't going broke. They're not going bankrupt. They're not selling out. And there's something else they're doing. There's another way of thinking about doing business as a doctor. And that's really what we recommend. No matter how you look at it, here's the bottom line. Maybe for the first time ever, at least since the late 70s, the early 80s, you have got to learn how to get your patients to pay their portion or else. If you want to find out more about us or want to learn more about how to retrain your patient base to actually pay you, watch our short video at ProfitWiseSolutions.com. I think you'll absolutely love it. Again, it's ProfitWiseSolutions.com. We'll talk to you soon.